Hey YouTube, it's Michelle. Can I first apologize for all of my thumbnails looking exactly like what's going on right now? I sleep in this t-shirt all the time. I lounge in this t-shirt all the time, so that's why I'm always wearing it in videos. Because usually, well, I'm like always at home when I'm making videos, and usually I'm either bored or just not dressed. Also, I'm not wearing any makeup, and sorry. So, hopefully this will be quick. I just had like two very random, unrelated kind of comments to make. The first one I'm going to say is related to the last video that I uploaded, which was about the effects of hormones on my body. And, nothing happened, between me uploading it, like, it's like currently uploading while I'm making this. Nothing has happened between then and like now that sparked this in me, but it just reminds me, making this video reminded me of like comments I've gotten from trans women on the internet. I'm not really friends with really any trans women. Like I'm online there are some friends I have who I talk to on a regular basis, but it's a little different than like being like friends with a person, you know what I mean? And I don't have any trans friends in real life. So my only what's the word I'm looking for? Like the only way I really understand and know the trans community is the online community. I only know the online trans community. And it has this habit of, or this sort of what's the word, reputation for being a little psycho. Yeah, a lot of trans girls I've talked to online, or read posts from or anything, or look at on YouTube, are just nuts. And like, granted, I'm not like 1,000% or 100% normal or whatever, but 1,000 just seemed like too much of an exaggeration. I'm known for exaggerating, because I'm a bit psycho, but 1,000% seemed too much. So, but not that trans girls who make vlogs on YouTube are crazy. I mean, like, I'm actually, pretty normal, I'd say. But they just have this habit, or this reputation, of being a little nuts. So, one of the things that really, like, irritates me is just that within the community, or at least the online one, there's this sense of like competition. Like, who looks the most passable, who has the best body, who got the best procedure. And it's just really strange, and I don't like it. And honestly, I think it has something to do with trans women's innate maleness. Born male-bodied, there's this natural sort of competitiveness between them, because I get a little competitive. Everyone gets a little competitive, that isn't abnormal. But within the trans community, it seems like a lot of girls are very competitive and very territorial, and it's kind of strange. And one of the most annoying things I come across is when girls are like, before hormones, I already had like boobs, and I already had like hips and stuff. And I'm just like, the only way a naturally male-born person is going to have breasts and hips before hormones is if they were like chubby. Not that there's anything wrong with being chubby or fat. I mean, you own that, own it, girl, whatever. But do not come to me and be like, I looked more like a woman before. I already passed, so trying to play it off like I make a better woman than you ever did because I always look like a girl. I'm like, just because you were a fat kid does not make you pass more as a woman. Sorry. Does that mean that fat people are more naturally androgynous? Is that what that means, actually, now that I think about it? Yeah, I mean, like, no, girl, work with what you got. I mean, if you got on hormones and you have a little bit some extra to work with, congrats to you. I'm sure a lot of trans girls gonna be jealous about that. But don't come to me like, I passed more as a woman than you ever did because I was a fatty. Like, please, no. Um, and I guess this other thing I wanted to mention is kind of on a related note, but that is people online who, like, really want to be friends with. This sounds terrible. You know, I have a few people who online who, like, you know, I chat with on a regular basis, and you know, we're online friends. You know, and it's cool. And you know, I have a couple people who I've talked to for a really long time. I mean, it's just fine. But I don't seek relationships on the internet. You know, I don't look for people to be friends with. But some people do. And you know, if that's your thing, that's cool. But it's not really my thing. So, like, I was talking to this guy, you know, not, like, half an hour ago. And he was trying, he first really wanted to, you know, see if we could, like, he was interested in me, you know, in dating. And I was like, sorry, I'm not interested. And so he's like, well, can we just be friends? And here's the thing. If you start out wanting to date me and then you ask if we can be friends, I'm already skeptical. I'm already like, no, because I don't want any weird romantic tension on your part. You know what I mean? But, you know, I was like, no, sorry. And he was like, please, just chat with me. And, you know, usually when someone comes off, like, desperate like that, it's just, I'm already just like, I'm just going to block you then. But, I was like, sure, I'll just chat with him. So we chatted for a minute. And he's like, oh, you seem really cool. No. So you think we can be friends? And I'm like, no. And you know, here's why. Here is why. It's not because I have anything against being friends with people online, but when they are seeking friendship through the internet, I cannot uphold. I mean, like, I am not going to get online specifically to talk to you. I'm not going to, you know, make sure that I've talked to you, you know, a certain number of times every week, or that I'm available online for you. And, you know, like, if I have a friend, I want to, you know, when you're friends with someone, you're developing a relationship, you know, there's a little bit of a commitment, a time commitment anyway, you know, you spend time with each other, and I was like, you know, and you have to have an ongoing dialogue with friends, because it's like, with a lot of people I talk to online, I don't talk to them on a regular basis. So it's like when I do talk to them, you have that awkward sort of reintroducing yourself sort of conversation, you know, just like, hi, how are you? Oh, you know, I'm good. Yeah. And it's just really surface level kind of conversation. And that's just, it seems like a waste of time to me. There's no, I get nothing out of having that kind of relationship with someone perpetually. You know, and so this person was just like, well, you know, I understand that you're not going to be online all the time, and that's cool with me. I mean, I'm just like, stop trying to be, like, I just think that's weird. Friends happen. You don't force friendships to happen. So, anyway, if anybody else can relate with me on that, holler out to me. I don't know. That's all I had to say. Okay, bye.